A telecom company greenlights a $500 million 5G network rollout. Engineering thinks they're building nationwide coverage. Finance thinks they're covering 3 major cities. Marketing has already promised customers nationwide 5G by Q4. Nobody wrote down what the project actually was before the money started moving. 6 months in, the whole thing implodes in a room full of very angry executives. This is not a hypothetical. This happens constantly, and it happens because one document was skipped: the project charter. Welcome back to Project Management Fundamentals. I'm your host, and today we're going deep on the single document that either sets a project up to succeed or quietly guarantees it will fail before a single task is ever done: the project charter. By the end of this video, you'll understand it at both levels: the technical textbook definition your PMP exam wants, and the plain English version you'd explain to your mum over dinner. And we'll walk through a full, realistic telecom example from start to finish. So what is a project charter technically? PMI defines it as a document issued by the project sponsor that formally authorizes the existence of a project and provides the project manager with the authority to apply organizational resources to project activities. That's the textbook version. Here's the human version. A project charter is a 1 to 3 page birth certificate for your project. It proves the project legally exists, says who's allowed to spend money and assign people to it, and states, in plain terms, what success actually looks like. No charter means no official permission slip. It means people are spending time and budget on something that was never formally approved, which is exactly how projects quietly die or spiral out of control. Why does this document matter so much? Because most project failures don't happen because of bad execution. They happen because of bad starts. A 2023 industry study found that over a third of failed projects cite unclear or unrealistic goals as a top cause of failure, and that's precisely what a charter is designed to prevent. Back to our telecom example, if that 5G rollout had a charter, one paragraph would have said in writing, signed by the sponsor, scope is 3 metro markets, not nationwide. Marketing couldn't have promised something different because the charter would have been the single source of truth everyone had to check against. A strong charter has 8 essential components. We're going to go through every one of them, using our telecom 5G rollout as the running example, so you see exactly how this looks in the real world, not just in theory. Component 1, purpose and business justification. This answers, why are we doing this at all? For our telecom company, the purpose might read, customer churn to competitors offering 5G has increased 18% year over year in target markets. This project exists to close that competitive gap and protect $200 million in at-risk annual revenue. Notice it's not build 5G towers, it's the business reason towers need to exist. Technical language, this ties the project to strategic objectives and expected benefits. Plain language, this is the sentence that answers, so what happens if we don't do this? Component 2, objectives and success criteria. These need to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Vague objective, improve network coverage. Charter quality objective. Achieve 5G coverage across 90% of postal codes in Chicago, Dallas, and Atlanta by December 15th, with average download speeds of at least 200 megabits per second, measured by independent network audit. That single sentence eliminates months of future arguments about whether the project succeeded. Component 3, scope statement. What's in, and just as importantly, what's out? In scope, tower construction and spectrum activation in the 3 named metro areas. Out of scope, rural coverage expansion, device subsidies, and international roaming upgrades. Writing down what's explicitly excluded is the single highest leverage sentence in the entire charter, because it's your defense against scope creep 6 months later when someone says, can we just also add? Component 4, stakeholders and authority. Who's the sponsor? Usually a VP or C-level exec funding this. Who's the project manager? And critically, what can they approve without going back up the chain? A charter might state, the project manager is authorized to approve budget variances up to $50,000 and reassign internal resources within the network engineering team without additional sign-off. That sentence is what lets a PM actually do their job instead of escalating every minor decision for 3 weeks. Component 5, high-level budget. Not a detailed cost breakdown, that comes later, but the authorized ceiling. Total authorized budget, $480 million, allocated across Spectrum licensing, equipment, construction, and testing. This is the number the sponsor is putting their name behind, publicly in writing. Component 6, milestones and timeline. High-level markers, not a full schedule. Spectrum secured by month 2. Tower construction complete by month 7. Network testing complete by month 10. Commercial launch by month 12. These become the checkpoints every steering committee meeting gets measured against. Component 7, key risks and assumptions. Every charter should name the 2 or 3 risks that could actually kill the project. For our telecom example, assumption: Spectrum licenses will be approved by regulators within 60 days. Risk: equipment vendor lead times may extend past 6 months due to global chip shortages. Naming this upfront means when it happens, it's a known risk being managed, not a surprise crisis. Component 8, sponsor sign-off. This is the signature, physical or digital, that makes everything above official. Technical term, this is the formal authorization PMI's definition refers to. Plain English, this is the moment the project stops being a proposal and starts being real, funded work. No signature, no charter. No charter, no project. Let's watch this play out. 6 months into our 5G rollout, the CFO asks why the project spent $40 million on rural tower sites nobody approved. Because the charter explicitly listed rural coverage expansion as out of scope, the answer is immediate. It shouldn't have happened. And the charter is the paper trail proving who's accountable. Compare that to a real, frequently cited industry pattern. Telecom infrastructure projects without clear charters routinely see budget overruns exceeding 20%, largely from undocumented scope changes just like this one. The charter isn't paperwork, it's a 20% budget insurance policy. Here's a second, smaller example, a telecom customer billing system migration. Without a charter, the customer service team assumes the new system will include a self-service refund feature because someone mentioned it once in a hallway conversation. It was never in scope, never budgeted, and never scheduled. 3 weeks before launch, customer service escalates a missing feature that was never actually promised in writing. With a charter, that scope statement would have settled the argument in 10 seconds, months earlier, instead of triggering a crisis days before go-live. Now, the mistakes people consistently make. Mistake 1, treating the charter as a formality to rush through, instead of the foundation everyone will fight over later. Mistake 2, writing scope so vague it can mean anything. Improve the network, instead of specific numbers. Mistake 3, skipping the out-of-scope section entirely, which is often the most valuable part. Mistake 4, letting the charter get buried in a shared drive and never referenced again. A charter only works if people actually check it when disputes come up. Mistake 5, no real sponsor signature or authority. A charter signed by someone without real budget power is worthless the moment a real conflict happens. AI is genuinely useful here. Tools like Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, or Notion AI can draft a first-pass charter from a short project brief in minutes, objectives, scope boundaries, stakeholder lists, risk callouts, giving you a strong starting structure instead of a blank page. AI can also scan historical project data to flag realistic risks based on similar past projects, like flagging vendor lead time risk on a telecom rollout, because 3 previous projects hit that exact issue. What AI cannot do is have the actual conversation with your sponsor about what's really in and out of scope. That negotiation is still human work, and it's the most important part of building the document. Let's lock in the takeaways. 1. A charter is your project's permission slip and its constitution. Nothing formally starts without it. 2. The 8 components, purpose, objectives, scope, stakeholders and authority, budget, timeline, risks and sign-off, aren't bureaucracy. They're the answers to the exact questions that cause project failure later. 3. What you explicitly exclude is often more valuable than what you include. 4. AI can draft it fast, but a human still has to have the hard conversations that make it accurate. 5. A signed charter sitting in a drawer is useless. The real value comes from actually pointing back to it when conflicts happen. That's the project charter, the document that turns "we should probably build 5G somewhere" into a fundable, accountable, defensible project. If this helped you see project starts differently, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. In our next episode, we're moving from how a project gets approved into how a project actually gets planned. Project Planning Fundamentals, where we turn this charter into a real working project plan.